Hi everyone and welcome to episode 2 of our writing correction series. Today's writing was sent to us by Ladan from Iran. Let's get down to it, guys. So here is the writing. Now, taking a general look, you can see we have a nice structure, an opening paragraph, a background, and then two paragraphs here, a closing, a leave taking, and then a signature at the end. Let's go over it paragraph by paragraph and let's see what changes we can make. So this is an informal letter, right? So you are writing to your friend. So it's very appropriate to start with something like Dear Sarah. So that's great. The opening, I'm writing in connection with my computer that I have to change to a new powerful version. Okay, so that's a pretty good way of starting your letter. You're telling your reader what the letter is generally about. As I mentioned before, it serves like a subject line, right? So a subject line that introduces the topic. However, if you think about it, the main idea is that you want to sell the old computer, right? So you want to have something about, your intention to sell the computer in this opening paragraph. So instead of saying that I have to change to a new powerful version, first of all, what is the verb that we could use to change to a new powerful version? Instead of change, you would say upgrade, right? So that I have to upgrade to a new powerful version. So that's something that, just a lexical improvement. But then I want to see something about selling, right? So maybe Ladan could have said, I'm writing in connection with my computer, which I plan to sell in order to upgrade, right? So let me make that change. So my computer, which I plan to sell in order to upgrade to a new powerful version. So you don't want to say that your current computer is not powerful. You want to say the other computer is more powerful. So perhaps a new, more powerful version. Okay, so you see in the opening, it's very important that you hint at what, or maybe even more directly, you state what the main purpose of the letter is going to be. Okay, moving on to the background paragraph. As you know, 3 years ago, I bought my PC. However, I want to buy another one because rendering in 3D Max software is the most important feature in my job. Okay, great. So there's no need for a personal introduction. You're writing to your friend. So we have as you know. So that's a good expression if you think that the other person definitely knows, but you might not be really sure that this person knows this information. So you could say something like, as you probably know, right? Or as you may be aware. I'm going to go with probably, right? I was going to change it and say, as you might be aware, but I'll go with, as you probably know. And this is an adverb, right? So we need a little comma here. And then with numbers that are below 10, the ones that are in the single digits, use the letter form as opposed to writing the number 3. So as you probably know, 3 years ago, I bought my PC. However, okay, now notice, your sentence, I bought my PC, ends here. And you're starting a new sentence here with however. You cannot just put a comma in the middle. This is a very common mistake. So instead of putting the comma here, I recommend that you either stop, like place a period to end your sentence, or you place a semicolon. So nice semicolon here. However, I want to buy another one because rendering in 3D Max software is the most important feature in my job. Is it the most important feature in or the most important feature of my job, right? So maybe that's better. Let's read it one more time. As you probably know, 3 years ago I bought my PC. However, I want to buy another one because rendering in 3D Max software is the most important feature of my job. The process of rendering needs a faster graphic cards that this computer doesn't have. Okay, so the process of rendering needs a faster graphic cards. Okay, so it's not a graphic, it's a graphic card, right? And then it's a faster graphic card. Okay, do we need, a need is okay. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with the verb need, but perhaps you could go with something like the process of rendering requires a faster graphic card, right? Demands maybe a faster graphic card. I'm going to go with requires, right? Because you're talking about a process and not a person. Need can be used. I'm not saying it's really wrong, but a verb like require is definitely better. So the process of rendering requires a faster graphic card that this computer doesn't have. Another thing is about the word graphic card. Do we need it to be in a capital G and capital C? Not really, because it's not a proper noun. It's just a graphic card, right? It's a common noun. So small g, small c, that this computer doesn't have. Sure, you could say that, but is there another way to mention this? Instead of saying that this computer doesn't have, you could say the process of rendering requires a fast graphic card that this computer, instead of doesn't have, you could say which this computer lacks, right? It lacks a powerful graphic card. I think it doesn't meet my needs and expectations. Okay, but so you gotta kind of connect this sentence with what came before it. So maybe you could just go with that this computer lacks. So I think it doesn't meet my needs and expectations. Now I'm wondering why you would go with I think. You're either it meets your needs and expectations or it doesn't, right? So think means you're not sure about it, but you are because you're selling it. So you should probably say, so as you can see, it doesn't meet my needs and expectations. Okay, a few days ago, my colleagues introduced me to the latest version of a computer with a highly graphical card. Okay, so highly graphical sounds a little weird here because what do you mean by highly graphical? It's not the right word. So we could say with high performance graphics, right? So that's something that you could say. Let's read it again. A few days ago, my colleagues introduced me to the latest version of a computer with high performance graphics that helped increase the speed of rendering. Now, why helped? Is this something that happened in the past, or is it something that happens all the time? The high performance graphics generally helps increase the speed of rendering. Let's read it one more time. A few days ago, my colleagues introduced me to the latest version of a computer with high performance graphics that helps increase the speed of rendering. When I decided to sell it, remember that you asked me to inform you if I wanted to sell it. Okay. This one's a little difficult to process. Let's try to parse it together. When I decided to sell it, like in the past, remember that you asked me to inform you if I wanted to sell it. Okay, so I think I know what you're trying to say here, but the way you would say it would be closer to what I'm gonna write right now. So I recall you telling me that you, or not just telling me. So I recall you were looking for a used, I don't think it was a laptop, so it was a computer in your case. so I'm going to go with computer just to keep the story consistent. I recall you were looking for a used computer and had asked me to inform you or inform you should I decide to sell mine, right? Or to let you know if I ever intended to sell mine. I think that's closer to perhaps what you wanted to say, Ladan. So I recall you were looking for a used computer and had asked me to let you know if I ever intended to sell mine. So why you're selling the computer, that's aim number one, and it's been done pretty well in this paragraph. The second paragraph, the next paragraph, should be focused on describing the features. Let's see if it's done. I would like to let you know that the color of my computer is black, the monitor is 27 inches, the speed and accuracy is well, and its graphic card is 128 gigabytes. It seems this PC could be useful for your research. Okay, that's pretty good. But I would like to, I suggest that you start your paragraph with a topic sentence that tells the examiner what you're going to do in this paragraph. So watch this. I would like to provide you with some details regarding the specifications of my device, right? And so I would like to let you know that you don't really need this. So you could say, my computer is matte black. You just want to add some details, right? So it's matte black. The monitor is 27 inches. The speed and accuracy as well. So these things that you're listing, because they're in the form of clauses, what you need to do is place a semicolon between. So my computer is matte black. Here you have the semicolon, right? See here. And then the monitor is 27 inches. Again, we need a semicolon. The speed and accuracy as well. So speed and accuracy, I haven't really seen, computers being described in that way. So we could say it is capable of performing tasks fast and with precision, right? And its graphic card is 128 gigabytes. It seems this PC could be useful for your research. Okay, yeah, that last sentence is fine. Okay, now we need the last paragraph to suggest a time when your friend can come and see it. So let's see how this aim is fulfilled. If you like, this weekend, you can come to my house, see the computer, and talk about it. Now, this third body paragraph here seems a little underdeveloped. It does the trick. It does what the question is asking it to do. But I feel you could have added perhaps a little bit more detail to it. So how could you have possibly done that? Let me rewrite this all together, right? So we can do something like this. We can arrange a time for you to come and see the computer for yourself. Okay, so that's my topic sentence. That's the sentence that's signaling what this paragraph is going to do. So now I'm going to give the other person my availability. So I'm going to say, I'm available this weekend. So feel free to drop by if you'd like to inspect the PC and ask me any questions you may have. So there, That's a nice way to keep the balance, right? So you don't want any of your aims up here to be summarized in just one sentence. So you want it to be a little bit longer. And then we have, I look forward to seeing you in my home. Okay, now with the closing, don't go with new creative sentences. Just go with the things that are established. So instead of looking forward to seeing you in my home, just go with I look forward to seeing you soon. And then don't use something that's repetitive. So if you said I look forward to seeing you soon, instead of see you soon, which is, I created the problem because I changed the closing. So instead you could go with something like cheers, right? And then you write your name and mention, and remember, there's no need to place a period after you sign your name. So there, that is how you can write a response to this particular prompt. Good job, Ladan. I enjoyed reading your letter. Keep up the great work. Try to take note of all these changes that I've suggested, and hopefully you will get the score that you need on the test. All right, so it's time to look at the topic for next time. The topic for next time is, you live near a park. A local school often brings students to the park to do sports. Recently, this has been causing some problems for you and your neighbors. Write a letter to the school manager. In your letter, 1. Explain what you like about living near the park. 2. Describe the recent problems. And 3. Suggest how the problems could be solved. So, as always, guys, you can send in your writing sample to me by email at info@fasttrackesl.com and leave your name and country in the comments. Maybe your writing will be featured in our next episode. Thank you guys as always for watching. Good luck and see you all soon.
Want your writing corrected? Welcome to Fast Track ESL's Writing Correction Series, where every week we will be reviewing sample writing written and submitted by you, with detailed feedback and advice to help you improve your performance. At the end of each week's video, a new topic will be provided for the new episode that'll be released the following week. All you have to do is email your writing to info@fasttrackesl.com and leave your name and country in the comment section of the video on YouTube. Yes, it's really that easy. Every week, one sample writing will be selected from among all the submissions, and we will review and correct it for our next episode. Just make sure you've subscribed to our channel, leave your name and country in the comments, and email us your writing. Who knows? Your writing may be reviewed in our next video, so stay tuned.